It is Thursday, the 15th of August, 2024. We're looking at the sun. We're using a 400 millimeter Nikkor EDIF manual focus lens from late 1970s, early 1980s. f5.6 maximum aperture set to f11, 2 stops down. And between that lens and the camera, which is a full frame Nikon D800 DSLR, there's a 3x Teleplus Pro 300 teleconverter by Kenko, made in Japan according to what's written on it, bringing the focal length up to 1200 millimeters, bringing the actual f-stop in terms of actual light transmitted down to f32. And what else? Oh yes, we're using a ND1000 neutral density filter, which is definitely somewhat more neutral density than the variable neutral density filter that I was using earlier in previous clips. That went from ND2 to ND32. At ND32 it was usable, but I had to be using a very high shutter speed, an 8,000th of a second. So it seems that there's about a 1-2 stop or more difference between this and the most powerful end of the ND2 to ND32 times neutral density filter. Maybe even, now that I think about it, another stop because I'm shooting at f11 instead of f16. So this is definitely much more neutral density than the other filter I was using, so it's a bit more flexible in terms of what shutter speeds I can use and what f-stops I can use. You really don't want to go much past f11. After that you're really getting into diffraction problems. And it might even be a little bit sharper at f8, just one stop down. So I'd prefer to be working at f8 or f11 or in between than f16. So this is a better choice, and I'm happy to be using it now. So, well, looks like the sun's already gone down through the frame. So we're just going to keep filming. We're just going to shift things a little bit. Readjust the angle a little bit. The sun's on its way down. It was going up towards its zenith when I shot earlier this morning. So we'll let the sun come down through the frame here. There's still that sunspot. It was above center this morning. Now it's sort of right of center, slightly above center perhaps. So it has shifted position over a few hours as the sun rotates. But in addition to moving from left to right, it seems to be moving lower towards the center than it was this morning. Again, shutter speed 1/1600th of a second, f11, ISO 100. D800 DSLR, 400 millimeter Nikkor lens set to f11 with a 3x Teleplus Pro 300 teleconverter in between, bringing us up to 1200 millimeters. And so we're just testing it out for sharpness and this and that. And I'm actually very impressed with how reasonably sharp this 3x teleconverter is. Even 2x teleconverters are known to degrade image quality in terms of sharpness. Forget about that 2-stop loss of light. The sharpness does degrade. But I'm actually impressed. This 3x teleconverter. I'm just shifting the strap a little bit so shift things up a bit. This teleconverter, essentially, I think it's sharper than most of the 2x teleconverters I've used. So I'm very impressed with just how sharp this particular teleconverter is, and I'm thinking it was well worth spending $40 on a used 3x teleconverter. Sunspots.
What's that?
Sunspots. It's a big one right in the middle. Might get more northern lights if it goes boom.
Because I have noticed that you have been watching since a few days.
Yeah. I do this all the time.
Yeah. I'm gonna room my truck here.
What?
I'm gonna room my truck so you can have a.
No, your truck's not in the way at all.
I'm just kidding. I'm just leaving. Okay, let's go.
Right. Okay. See you guys later.
Have a great day.
Yeah.